got it. But it didn't distress me. That word distress is an interesting word too. Let me tell you something. It means that you are confined in a narrow, tight place, no way out, cramped, compressed, distressed to anguish. Boy, that's a miserable place. I didn't think I was claustrophobic until I had an MRI done on my sinuses. And they locked a headgear on me down to my shoulders. Some of y'all had this. And that was okay, but then that mask that came right here didn't bother me so much going in the machine. It's the fact that that mask and my nose and the top of the machine were all distressful, compressing, pushing the pressure. Boy, when they got me out and they wanted to put that shot of dye in there, I started to set up. The little old technician got so excited. You can't move. You can't. Yeah, I got to move. No, you can't. We'll have to start over. Distress. Pressured. Paul said, even though all these troubles are there, that's not a problem. Even I've been put in a corner, he said, there's no difficulty because the Lord is with me. He is my strength and my shield. Squeezed to the limit, but not squashed completely out. 1963, there was a nuclear submarine that was new and being tested. It was called the Thresher. It had heavy steel bulkheads and heavy steel armor plating, and it was created in such a way that this new nuclear sub could dive down to depths at the lower parts of the ocean where ships are not been able to go before. 1963, they put a test run out there. Thresher was doing fantastic. All of a sudden, its nuclear engine quit. When it quit, it could not make its way back up to the surface. No way to get enough buoyancy to do anything. So that heavy, metal-clad, steel reinforced submarine sank deeper and deeper into the ocean. It became so intense that it finally caved in like a cracked egg. 129 people were inside that. The Navy had a search vessel that was made like a big round sphere, and they put it on the end of this huge cable, and they went searching for the Thresher. At a depth of 8,400 feet, a mile and a half below the surface of the water, they finally located it. And there they saw that it was crushed. All on board were dead. That wasn't the amazing thing about the incident. The amazing thing that these people who were witnessing all this and that sphere was recording was the fact that there were fish all around that submarine at a mile and a half deep. And these fish didn't have any special armor on. They didn't have big, thick metal around them. Matter of fact, they looked like a regular fish. How in the world, at a mile and a half below the surface, could a fish survive? They contacted some scientists. And they said, look, the ship was crushed. The pressure just completely crushed it, and it was reinforced. How did these fish do that? We need to know. He said, that's not a problem. He said, those fish have a balance of pressure. There's as much pressure inside of them as there is on the outside pushing in. Get this with me tonight, would you? When this world's putting pressure on me and putting pressure on you to where it's like just going to make us crush under its weight, to be put in a tide and we don't have any way to go, we have the presence of the Holy Spirit of God living within us to balance the pressure of the world. And Jesus himself said that greater is he who is in you than he who is in this world. So the truth of the matter becomes very quickly, yes, we're under pressure. Yes, we're going to be troubled on every side. It's going to constantly bombard it. It's going to constantly push against us. But we don't have to be distressed, because we have one who would balance every bit of that pressure. Bring that next slide up, Dave. I'll come back to these next three next week. You know, put a little thing up here with a cracked pot. Do you feel like a broken cracked pot? No value to anybody, irreparable, useless, and rejected. Sometimes we let the pressures of life make us feel that way. But that verse I read, this next slide right here, quotes it very well about these cracked pots and what can they do and how can they work and how does things work. God made us very special for this very simple reason. God, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, has shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. Do you know everybody has pressures? Everybody has problems. Everybody fights battles. We go through them so that the world around us can see the light of Christ come out of us and affect them and change them so that Jesus Christ gets glorified. Next week, we'll talk about being perplexed and suffering from persecution. And wow, Paul in 2 verses covered so many things that's unbelievable. But it's all part of our spiritual warfare, and we're not left alone. God bless you. Thank you for joining us online. I appreciate your presence with us. May the good Lord bless you. May He meet your needs. If you don't have a church home, we'd love to invite you to Victory Baptist Church, Sunday school, Sunday morning at 9:30, worship at 10:35. We'd love to have you be a part of it. If we can ever help you, please feel free to let us know. Until then, may the Lord put His hand of favor and blessing upon your life. Thank you for joining us.